happy Thursday, everyone. Hi, Stephanie. How are you?
Hey, Elad, I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. Having you as my guest, it's like very exciting. Um,
Co-host.
yeah, guest co-host, as we said, right? For now. And, I must tell everybody that, for me, in the last 3 months, I'm doing it by myself. And it's not that I suffered, I really had a lot of fun. But having again a co host is really exciting for me, and specifically Stephanie, that in a second she will be able to tell more about herself. But she is really into content creation and really experienced. I couldn't be happier. So before we kick it off, Stephanie, always I'm asking for everyone to tell us where they're from, where they're tuning in from, and also hit the like and subscribe to Evmux. So yeah, let us know in the comments where you're from to kick off the town hall. And today, because Stephanie is here for the first time, I just want Stephanie, for you to present yourself. Tell us a little bit about you, your experience specifically in the content creation world. The stage is yours.
Oh, for sure. Thank you. And yes, if you are listening right now, when you introduce yourself, tell us your projects too. Like, give us your channels, your socials, tell us what you're working on. We're here today to dive more into content creation, and we love how creative you all are. So we would love to see that, and we can just have like a full conversation about that. Hi, Agent Bay. Agent Bay. Okay, so I actually have a painting degree, and yet I work in the tech world. And I spent 8 years in public schools teaching artists. The last school that I taught at was an arts magnet school where every one of my students was just like a brilliant artist. So working with creative people is absolutely my ultimate passion. And I find myself in the virtual events world these days. So for over a year, I've been working with a tech media company called Inside.com, hosting their virtual events. And it's a great, meeting of the minds, because it's business people, it's startup founders that we're trying to help grow their businesses. And you all know, being creative people, that when you have that creative background, you usually don't get that business background. So that's what I do these days. I've also hosted, I'm like a co-host of sorts on the Home Shopping Network part-time, which is super fun. I present electronics, smartwatches, tablets, computers. So I've got that tech aspect to what I do as well. But I'm happy to be here today and have a conversation with everyone.
Yeah, amazing. Wow, I'm so happy that you're here. As everyone can see, I cannot stop smiling. Yeah, in the town hall, usually what we do, just to tell everyone watching for the first time, so we're starting with greeting anyone. So I'll go through the chat. Then we will talk about the topic of today, which is what motivates you to create content. There is a poll on YouTube, and we would really like you to reply there. We're really eager to see what you think, what your thoughts are, what motivates you. And then, we'll take the conversation from there. And of course, answering any questions regarding the Evmux platform, any technical questions, any feature requests, anything on topic, off topic, feel free to ask that. And, just having fun together in this Thursday evening. So starting with the chat. So I already highlighted Agent Bay, but let's do it again. Happy Thursday, my friend. Thank you for joining. We have Brian here saying that my volume is low, so I try to talk a bit louder. I hope it's better now. We have Baruch B'Shem Yeshua from North Carolina. Thank you. It looks like you are, some maybe synagogue or something. Really curious to hear what you're doing, what you're up to, what is your project about. We have Procedural Node 3D from Northern Virginia. Just took a monthly sub to try it out properly. Okay, we would like to see you more than 1 month, hopefully. And any questions, of course, this is the best way to communicate with us here in the town halls. We have the Riopel Room. Hello from Arizona. Thank you for joining. Thank you. And Procedural Node 3D saying 3D art content, that this is what you're doing. Amazing. Actually, kind of seem, connected to what you said, that you really like to work with creative people. So it sounds like you're very creative talking about 3D art. Nice. Cool. So we have, um,
Dean's from Texas. Hey, Dean.
yeah, Dean from Texas. Yeah, Stephanie, you're faster than me already. We have
Ehud, greet me,
another
greet
one
me.
saying that my mic, hey,
Oh,
not good.
gotta put the mouth close to the microphone, I guess.
Yeah, I
All
need to
right.
be closer maybe. Yeah,
There
I'll
you
try.
go.
All right. Hey all from Stephanie. Hi Stephanie. We have here Ehud Segev that I know very, very well from Logi. Maybe you know this platform. Really, really helpful platform for shoppable live streaming, and a very close friend of Evmux, and hopefully will be a partner, official partner soon. So thank you for joining, Ehud, and have a great evening. Back to retro review. There is a question. Is there going to be a chat overlay feature coming? Yeah, so just to explain to all the viewers what you are referring to, you would like, if I understand you correctly, to be able to take the chat coming into Evmux from YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn and Twitch and put it on the stream as another layer, basically. So that's something we're 100% working on. So far, what you can do is what I'm doing now, which is highlighting the comments. But yeah, I can totally understand where it comes from. You just want to see the chat flying on the stream. It looks very nice, very good, very engaging, and it's something that will come up very, very shortly. High priority in our roadmap. All right, Baruch Hashem is telling us I have two channels. One is Hasidic Jewish, I knew it, teaching in relation to the New Testament, and the other is reviewing guitar gear. Wow,
That is so cool.
different. And yeah, it's amazing to see how creating content, it doesn't matter what are you into, what industry, what vertical, what subject. You always can create content and get people to, to listen to you, and, just spread the word. It's amazing to see that. All right, so we have video by Johnny. Hello
Another
from
Virginia.
Suffolk, Virginia. All right, someone, Salira, sorry, it's hard for me. Salilata Media, saying the sound is good. All right, and you're from Minnesota. Thank you for joining. Thank you. We have Albert here. Wow, Stephanie, I must tell you that Albert is someone joining the town halls from more than 1 year ago, and
Wow.
is really consistent and helping a lot with a lot of ideas about features and everything. So I'm really, really
Amazing.
happy to see you here, Albert. Thank you for joining. And same thing for Domino, also very long time part of the community.
Cool.
Thank you, Domino, for joining. Perfect. So I went through the chat, and now it will be very nice, I think, Stephanie, to, you are marketing, using content for marketing, right?
Yeah.
This is your expertise. And I talk a lot with people and also trying to say that in the town halls, but me, myself, I don't consider myself as an expert of content marketing. Like, we create content, I know marketing, but content marketing specifically is something that you really need to be an expert on. I'm really curious to hear from you what you think is so great about content marketing versus the, the I can call it old-fashioned marketing, like, Facebook
Sure.
ads, Google ads, this kind of thing. What do you
Yeah.
think? Why it's so powerful?
Those paid advertisements are getting more and more outdated as the technology evolves, because you don't have to use that stuff anymore the more you can show up as a human online. But before I dive more into that, everyone who's introduced themselves, don't be shy, share the links, like share your projects, share your websites, share your socials. I would love to see what you guys are all making right now. It's so cool to see everyone show up live. So content marketing, you'll find that a lot of people who end up in marketing right now, I do some content writing for Inside. We're actually very soon to be releasing like a guides, almost like a blog section of our website. So I'm writing articles for that as part of our content marketing strategy. And you'll find that a lot of people that are in marketing, they just happen upon it. Like, they maybe didn't necessarily go to school for marketing and they learned it on the go. If you are interested in learning about content marketing, I really loved free courses by SEMrush and HubSpot. They are just like top tier when it comes to all things marketing. But I have been learning so much lately about all the different facets of marketing and how content marketing is such an organic way not necessarily to like convert leads into paying customers, but just to build brand awareness and build a community and connect with your audience and create a network. These are kind of the end goals of content marketing. So if you're a creator, you're really wanting to find your tribe and your people. And when we all show up here online as real human people, you hear that saying lately of human to human instead of B2B, business to business, or B2C, business to consumer. Someone that's successfully doing content marketing, they're really able to show through video, audio, podcasts, music, and writing, whether it's email or blogs or some other written format, they're able to show their personality. So if you guys are, trying to build out a marketing arm of your business or just trying to show up more as yourself online, I would love for you guys to drop questions in the comments, maybe even share your experience. Like Elad and I are not the teachers here. Like we're all having a conversation with each other. So you guys probably have stuff to teach us too. Like what has been successful for you all in terms of like showing up as yourself online? What platforms do you like to do that on?
100%. I think that what you said here, like human to human, that's I think the key factor here when we're talking about creating content. We asked here on YouTube, the poll is about what motivates you, and I can say that for me myself, what motivates me, both as a human being like myself, Elad, and as a company for Evmux, I think it's kind of combination of two things. First of all, having fun. Like I think that I love it. I like it. Like if you won't like it and you'll do it as like it's another task for you to do, you won't be able to be persistent and consistent with the content creation because, like anything you don't like to do, you just like, people doing sport or you're going to the gym, if they don't really get to like it, they won't stick to it. It just won't work for them. So first of all, having fun. And then the second thing, as you just said, is more for brand awareness, but it's not brand awareness of like the very simple phrase of, okay, more people to get to know my product or my brand. It's really more people to get to know the brand of like the people behind the scenes, behind this brand.
The spirit of the brand.
Exactly, like the voice of the brand, if you will. Like, because when you see, let's take just Zoom as an example, okay? Like this brand. You try to understand who is behind the scenes. Okay, they are a huge company, so it's hard, but they are trying very hard to make themselves as a good company, nice company with high values, and it's very important for brands to do that. And I'm saying, listen, all that is very, very nice, very, very good, but if you will go live once a week and just be there, talk to your people. And when I'm saying be there, it's, Zoom, it's a company, but it has to be a person. So it might be someone from the product team, someone from the sales, someone from whatever, but real people that you listen to them, and then you might get more connected to them. When you're connected to me a lot now here, or to Stephanie, you might feel better about Evmux as a product. You're like, I'm talking to my father, it's funny. Every week after the town hall, the next day, he lives in Israel, so he's not watching live, unfortunately. But he watched us, like the first thing he's doing in the morning when he wakes up is watching the town hall. And he always tells me, my father has a lot of experience in high tech, and he worked in different, big brands in Israel. And he told me, listen, it's crazy how accessible it feels like. I can understand why when you're going live that way, people feel like, okay, Evmux, they're not like big company that I cannot access to them. Totally the contrary. There is a company, there are people that you can communicate with, you can talk to them, you can give them feedback, you can ask for features, and someone is listening. Okay, and that's by itself is huge. So it's important for me to, like from my experience, it's not the brand awareness. It's not about the 300 people watching this town hall in the first 2 days it's being released. It's not about that. It's not about the numbers. It's about that people, whenever anyone watching this town hall, they understand that Evmux as a brand is a brand of people. Okay. I couldn't connect more to what you said about humans to humans. I think this is the future. And as you said, really curious to hear from people here what motivates them to create content. What do you think? There is also the third option that we put in the poll, which is like really make money from the content itself. So I'm not saying that I'm against it. Like if you can earn money from the content you are creating, phenomenal, right? For us, when we create content as a brand, it's not to make money from the content. So that's not something we do. And also, honestly, I think that with all due respect to anyone creating content, it's fairly hard to earn money directly from the content you are creating, from ads or sponsorships or stuff like that. So if that's your motivation, man, it's going to be hard for you. So that's why I think the motivation should come from, other things. What do you think, Stephanie?
I actually am going to paste something from my notes into the comments here. And I even, it's formatting a little weird, but I even have the link that it came from. I found creatorscience.com today, and they had great advice about like ways to make streams of income from content, but they were pointing out what you just said about how you're not always like directly profiting from what content you create. It usually has other, benefits. Okay. And again, this is formatting weird, but here's the list: courses, coaching, consulting, memberships, templates, you get the idea. So that list came from this website. But yeah, I want to address the comment section so we can have a full conversation here. Oh yeah, I mean, we're showing up here for you all that are watching right now, so we're going to take your questions. I love that Agent Bay is a creative director. Very cool. So Agent Bay, I'd be curious if you have like a passion project on the side in addition to that, like maybe full-time work as a creative director. And G. Albert was saying that he works for church ministries and senior community center groups, which is very cool. And you're curious about Chat GPT, where I'm at with it. I want to know where G. Albert is at with it, because honestly, like with a senior group, they probably aren't as tuned into what's happening with Chat GPT and not as easily able to recognize content that's written by Chat GPT as someone that's like online every day. I mean, as soon as I read something that's written by Chat GPT, I know right away what it is. But
you recognize it? Oh, cool.
Oh yeah. And it's hard to put your finger on, but it's just like a little bit bland, general. I mean, it's not great with specific data. So for anyone that is trying to use it like for data purposes, don't do it. The advice is always to double check and to comb through and revise and edit whatever you're getting out of Chat GPT. Like you can't just put it out into the internet unedited. It needs a human, refining to it. But one of my best friends asked me, who's a marketer, a genius marketer, she asked me yesterday, how are you using Chat GPT? And I said, well, I use it all day, every day. Like when I'm writing, I'm doing research, and I go, like Chat GPT isn't the only place that I go for research. I still Google and go to websites, but I learn new topics that are new to me all the time, because my company we're a media company, and we cover XR, business, banking, all these different financial topics that I'm not, that I'm still learning about. I mean, we cover HR, and we even have like a Disney and Amazon category in our communities. So my point is, the way that I'm using Chat GPT is to take my broad knowledge of a subject and refine it. So in an initial search about something that's really broad about content marketing that I don't know about, I'll maybe learn some new vocabulary words in the answer that Chat GPT gives me. And then I'll ask it more about those things. And then within that, I'll get something that I want to dive deeper into. So I'm never copying and pasting copy or words from AI tools. And there are so many of them. If you all have AI writing tools that you like, you should drop them in the chat, because it's so cool to discover new ones and see the similarities and differences between them. But yeah, I'm never putting AI copy out into the world, because it's not great, but it helps guide my writing. So
Yeah, I
that's
think
one.
that's a great point, and I heard that a lot. Also, I have a good friend here that he's post PhD in whatever AI technology. So we really had a great discussion about ChatGPT and stuff. And he told me, listen, this thing is really to help you to save a lot of time of doing the hard work you don't like to do, like as you said, the
Right.
research, the basic research, and then you should take it from there. You cannot count on it, like it's not good enough yet. He believes that it will be there very, very soon. Like he says
Yeah.
that in 5 years it will be like huge revolution. But we're not here to talk about ChatGPT and the revolution it's going to do. But for now, he says, listen, I'm using it every day, and he is again an expert in AI. But I'm always like, okay, what did you give me? Perfect. Let me read that. Let me correct things and make sure that what comes out at the end is mine, and after I reviewed it and everything.
Yeah.
But it really helps with all the things that you don't really want to do yourself, all the hard research and the basics. So
Research is
definitely.
still hard with ChatGPT because you can't trust everything that it says. It's not
Yeah.
always great. Yeah.
Correct, but it gives you like something to begin with. I mean, it helps you, and also for people that really needs things to be, if you are in the academy and you need to do peer review, you can ask the ChatGPT to do you just can copy paste an article and ask for a peer review in the exact format that it should be, and
Interesting.
then of course, it's not good enough that you will just release this peer review like that, but it's already structured. It already summarized the article for you, and then you can take it from there. So again, this friend just told me that it saved him like maybe half of the time. So
Yeah.
half of the time of doing this hard work, the ChatGPT did pretty fairly well, and then from there to really get the ideas and make sure that it's in the quality that he can accept and can stand behind it. Then he needed to invest another 50%, but it's not 100%. So it's a great tool, and it's just the beginning of this revolution for sure. And I think in any case, when we're talking about technology, is also a technology like Evmux. Anyone in live streaming and content creation, anyone being kind of first adopter, you won't lose nothing of being first adopter of technologies. And Stephanie just told you here, like any new tool, please share it in the chat and stuff like that. So you can see someone like Stephanie, how she's trying to get, familiar with all different technologies out there. Because, if you're not up to date, you are left behind. It's in this world specifically, when everything is being innovated so quickly, right? I think today that anyone not creating content, they already left behind. ChatGPT, if you're not using it, you're just losing people. Kind of, if you're compete with someone that is using it in a smart way, then they might be faster than you, they might be better than you. So you definitely have to make sure that you are familiar with the tools, and it's okay not to use them immediately, but at least get to know what they can give you. I think it's extremely important.
Yeah. I'm going to throw one in the chat that I liked. I tried a few that were not good, but Perplexity AI I liked okay. It's kind of like if ChatGPT is down, you could go to Perplexity. And yeah, if you guys have others that you like, go ahead and share.
Always have a contingency, right? Contingency plan. Yeah.
Yeah, contingency AI.
Contingency. It's really hard for me to say this word.
Durable AI. Maybe Susan says durable AI is a good contingency.
All right.
Check it out.
Cool. All right, let's go through the chat quickly. For me, I'm a man, so for me to do two things at the same time, it's hard. Stephanie is flying with the chat really quickly, as you can see. I need to take my time now, go through the chat. So let's see. Susan is joining from Maryland. Susan is also one of the very, very loyal community members in Evmux. Thank you for joining. And Agent Bay saying, as a creative director, I agree. It's not about the numbers or brand recognition. Cool. This is for what we talked about like 10 minutes ago. Albert is saying here, looks like, this is for Bay. Bay, looks like you and I we're following each other's path. Nice question. I originally started as an healthcare IT integration manager. Also a fan of NDI. Okay, I don't see the question here, but let's go through this. Susan is saying, more important to have fun creating the content. Yeah, I agree with you. Having fun is extremely important. As I said before, if Stephanie won't have fun today, she won't join me again. Specifically 9 p.m. here, so yeah, for sure. Having fun is very, very important. All right. Susan is saying, love ChatGPT, but I don't really use it. It takes away the joy of creating from the soul. All right, that's a nice point. I think that, if you ask me, I agree that you don't have to use these kind of tools for everything, okay? But there are stuff that, maybe everything you do is from your soul, and I appreciate that. But there are some stuff that sometimes you just need, to go quickly with. Let's say I want to have a blog post of the best 10 microphones for live streaming. I can start writing from scratch, or I can go to ChatGPT, ask this question, get a list of 10, and then make sure that those 10 are really the top 10 that I think they are. But even if I want to replace them, I'll already have a very nice format from ChatGPT that is written in very good English. Even, think about people like me that English is not my mother tongue. So ChatGPT is extremely helpful for me to make sure that it's written in a good way. There are other tools. Grammarly is another tool. And even Google today, when you're writing emails, it helps you. But, everything here, even from the language standpoint, is good. So Susan, I agree that not everything should go through ChatGPT. But it definitely can help in one way or another. So I really recommend you to give it a shot.
When you start with it, it takes away the terror of the blank page. You just start with something and then cut it up and move it all around. But as you're not starting with an empty page.
Yep. I agree. All right, Albert. The senior group is still using a dial-up phone modem.
Because we were talking about how the senior group he works with probably isn't too savvy to what's written by ChatGPT.
I think in general, I think this, the people that now are, let's say, 60 and older, they saw everything. Like, those people when they've been children, like kids, they didn't have television at their homes maybe. So think how much they've been through, and they now need to embrace crazy technologies like ChatGPT. It's hard, and it's really curious. I'm really curious to see, how this generation is going to embrace this technology. It's going to be very interesting.
I had a funny occurrence at an in-person meetup with seniors here in St. Petersburg, Florida, where I am. It was actually an event hosted by Meta, and they were, helping that generation improve their media savvy skills. But I was at a table with people that were like computer scientists. Like they were in their 60s and they're like, we do know about this stuff. We built computers. So you can't, generalize, and you can't say that everyone in that generation isn't too savvy, because some of them actually helped bring all of this technology into existence.
That's for sure. Also, it's very, I think it's about the personality. I mean, I have, my grandmothers they don't even have cell phone. And my wife's grandmothers, they have cell phones and they use WhatsApp and they send text messages and pictures and videos. And I'm like, you're in the same age. Like, how come that they are so advanced and my grandmothers are not? And, it's not always about the age. It's really about the personality, and it connects to what we said before. If you're curious, if you're trying new tools, if you are keeping yourself up to date, you won't be left behind. And that's why it's so important. Even if you think that, I'm not going to use it. Okay, don't use it, but at least try it. Make sure that you know how to use it if you would like to. So when you are aware of new technologies out there, I think it's so important to be up to date. So important. True. The chat is exploding, man.
Susan said that her mom found her on Facebook.
You know,
That's happened to everybody.
yeah, parents in Facebook, it's funny because they are commenting you on the wall and they think it's a private message. It happens all the
Yes.
time, right?
Especially when Facebook was new. That did happen a lot.
Yeah, it's super funny. All right, let's go through the chat quickly just to see if we have something before we wrap up. If there is any question, I just want to make, today we talked about
final call for
content
questions.
creation. Final call for questions because we do want to, in the town halls to answer questions. But in this town hall, it was amazing to have you, Stephanie, for the first time, hopefully for more, and discuss content in general. Sometimes, we are very focusing on the town halls on the technical stuff, okay, how to do this, how to use this feature, how to leverage this and that. And I think it makes sense because at the end of the day, Evmux is a tool to create content, and people here, they would like to get up to speed and better by leveraging Evmux. But yeah, talking general speaking about content creation and inspire people and talk about trends and stuff, it's always very, very, for me at least, it's very interesting. And I'm happy that I had the chance to do it with you today, Stephanie.
Yeah, for sure. Before we wrap, a few more Evmux related things. Videos by Johnny, I guess another person that works in a church setting. And I know that a lot of these technologies are used in a lot of religious communities. So instead of just the text feature that we were talking about before, an actual plugin for scripture. So you can be like, go to this book and this chapter, and it goes up on the screen. That's a great idea.
Yeah, amazing. So, it's funny, and thank you for bringing that on. I think that, talking about features a little bit and a product in general, I think that the number one challenge for a platform like Evmux is that we provide a tool to create content, right? And then it's for content creators. And content creators, they are super creative and they are in so many different verticals. Churches is one vertical.
Right.
We know podcasters and shoppable live streaming and gamers and just to name a few. And the challenge is, okay, how we bring this product to be the go-to for all of them without making it so complicated because, if I'm a gamer, I don't want to go into Evmux and see, stuff for churches because I don't need that. So it's just adding too much information and too much complexity to my journey and my experience as a user. So I think this is a challenge that in 2023, we have some ideas how to tackle, and the feature specifically you talked about here, we totally aware that this is the number one request for churches and we understand where it comes from. So stay tuned. We have some surprises in 2023 here.
There's always that cool opportunity to open source things. Like if there's anyone in the community that can build plugins and extensions, that they just do it for themselves and it exists off the platform. I love that kind of thing.
Yeah. A lot of people do that. We have someone, again, really active in the community. His name is Darius, and this is what he's doing for churches. Everyone here, I guess, you've heard about him. You see him everywhere in the Facebook group, and he is the master of hacks of, okay, how do I take what Evmux allows me to do, but still using third-party tools on my computer, on my setup to make things work as I want them. Because, at the end of the day, any platform has limitations. Of course, we try to make them as robust as possible and to have less limitations, but at the end of the day, you cannot develop everything. So being agile and creative on how to make things work with other tools, I think that's extremely important.
G. Albert is telling a traumatic story. Is this true, G. Albert? Holy cow. I don't know if it's a real traumatic event or if it was maybe the start of a joke. I don't know.
Let's say, just for those that are not watching but just listening, so I was robbed at a gas station last week. Oh my God.
Scary.
Man, I hope you're fine.
Yeah.
After my hands stopped trembling, I managed to call the cops and they quickly responded and calmed me down. All right, Albert, I'm happy that you're here with us, man. And yeah, I think it's a good wake-up call to all of us to appreciate what we have in life, right? Because you just cannot know what will happen tomorrow. So yeah, I think that with that, it means that it's a good time to say, everyone, that we love you and thank you for joining and thank you for being such great community members and help us to develop Evmux to its best. And I think that we'll see you all in the next one, right, Stephanie?
Yeah, awesome to meet you all. It's so cool that you're showing up here as part of this community. And with whatever creative projects you're working on, I wish you the best.
Yep. Thank you for joining, everyone, and bye.
Oh, the
bye.
gas. Okay, thank goodness it was a joke, Agent Bay. Oh, thank goodness, Noah. Okay. Good to meet you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, I'm live. That was easy.